This is D-Boy from West Coast Uncensored. How's everybody doing today? And we're also going to be going live on Instagram, so how's everybody doing again? All right. So, let me adjust this camera here. Here we go. There we go. All right, how's everybody doing? Hey, we're talking about Monday morning, and I've went over it the last few weeks, man. Monday morning has been dedicated to the mully grubs, and nobody looks forward to Monday, but we're going to reverse that trend. This is what the show's about, having that reverse angle and be able to do things just a tad different. So what we're going to do is learn to definitely motivate ourselves, inspire ourselves, and make Monday a great day, because we need to do that every day. It's about a mindset. This is our Monday morning coffee with D-Boy, right? And we want to make it an inspirational Monday, a manifested Monday. Coffee with D-Boy. How's everybody doing? All right. How was your guys' weekend? I hope it was great. Put some content out, talked about some different things, did the podcast. First time going podcast, actually going live on I went live on Instagram for the podcast, along with Anchor, and then Anchor has 7 or 8 other connections, and we did some YouTube and also Facebook. So I'm glad to be here and being able to do these things, man. Inspiration. This channel really is about helping people get to their dreams and getting to where they want to get. So it's about, let's do a mindset and change a mindset so people can reach their dreams. But sometimes first you do have to tackle and deal with the elephant in the room before you can ever get to that, and deal with look at some of the things that you got going on that could be your stumbling block, could be your blockage to why you can't go where you would probably want to go. And maybe you've tried different things and you always hit that block, and then you have this mindset that you're a failure and you can't do it. So what we want to talk about today is 3 aspects: judgment of yourself, motivation, doing it. But before we even get to that motivation, we want to have some self-confidence. We want to have self-confidence and awareness. And through that self-confidence, so we can have confidence, right? We want to have some confidence. And so let's do this. We're going to realize the situation we have a blockage. And maybe something just wrestles with us and doesn't make us the best we can be all times. And then it kind of blocks us. And then we have this other aspect of ourselves, is that when it makes us fail. It makes us fail even miserably, where you might have it hard to even deal with it and even revisit it, or it could be really torturous to you. Like a PTSD is just a fact. Or we can learn how to get some self-confidence, right? So we can have that stimulation to do things. We want to have that self-confidence. So, and use that self-confidence so we can go forth and do some of the things we want to do. So, a lot of times it's our self-awareness and what we don't do, what blocks us, what is the mainstay of always gets in our way. What is the thing that that you've been through, faced, and just doesn't feed your fire, man. It just doesn't get you over the hump. It makes you feel like failing. It makes you feel like you can't ever get in the first string of the lineup, whatever it is. And so we wanted to kind of deal with those things and talk about those things and kind of go over some aspects of that. So we want the self-esteem and confidence, and we want confidence going along with self-esteem. Very interactive. One feeds off another. And we want to have the motivation to realize what is the triggers that doesn't allow us to get to these points, to follow through with doing the things we need to do. So what is the stumbling block? What is the very thing that just stops you from doing what you need to do? And a lot of people may have these goals and inspirations and have these goals and say, hey, I do like that. That is my passion. That's what I want to do. A little bit more coffee with the... so good. Coffee in the morning. Motivated Monday. We want to have we want to flip Monday from being the presentation that it's a bad day into being the day that it is, the day that you make it to be. You set the mindset for that day, and it will be the thing that you would desire it to be and the thing that you'd want it to be. So that's what we're doing. Take hold of yourself. So your triggers, know your triggers. What triggers the responses that you give that doesn't allow you to go forth? What is some of, maybe it could be a PTSD, it could just be a lack of self-confidence, because we want to build self-esteem and self-confidence. Those two are our package that will be, it's like when we're getting ready to launch, and we need a lot of energy, right, to get that, to break that, to get that, launch that missile, that rocket through the atmosphere off the gravity and get it up in the air. So we need a lot. Self-esteem and self-confidence are a big boost to that. If you can get those things firing up on all cylinders and all fire, they will stratosphere you. They will take you to another stratosphere in your life, your business, your relationships, your schooling, your marriage, and all that stuff. Whatever you want to do and start learning to be a creator. Don't be a demolisher, be a creator. Don't be a sabotager of yourself. So what, and so when I'm looking at this, what sabotages us? Lack of self-esteem. Sometimes unconsciously, we sabotage ourselves over and over in situations, and sometimes we're not even aware that we did that. So what are some of the things that we could do better? We have self-awareness. And the biggest thing, like I started off with, when you look at self-esteem, to get to self-esteem is the biggest thing, we're going to hit on it, is don't judge yourself. You got to decrease daily, minutely, hourly in your life. If you can get the formula and have it turn on within you that self-judgment of yourself does not serve you in any manner. It shipwrecks you. It will take that rocket and bring it back down to earth and have it blow up in your face. It will sabotage you. Self-judgment is you being so hard on yourself that you can't even go anywhere. You're so rock hard on the judgment of yourself that you can't get good grades, you can't get your business started, you can't connect with others. Come on now. You can't connect with others because you judge yourself so much, and it could be the way you look. You get caught up in what other people with this judgment. It also reflects where you're from, but it reflects outside of you because it's a mirror image. Then you're looking at, I'm not pretty enough, I'm not handsome enough, I don't have enough muscles. People think I'm stupid, people think I'm ugly, people think of this, and people think this, and people think that. And I'm going to tell you what, with that self-judgment just keeps bringing those weeds and those burrs. Burrs are like are stickers. You ever, in the day when we used to go for walks with our dogs, and in the country they would get stickers in their paw, a burr. My grandparents would call it a burr, and then you'd have to get it out and have to come back up because they're really painful. Self-judgment is that. It's very painful. It will not allow you to go forward. You can see the 1,001 good things you do, but you stick to the one thing you don't like about yourself or what somebody else said, or the hard judgment are you on, and it will derail the very your gifts, your talents, the very goodness of the person you are, the very things that you mean well in. That one judgment will derail you and your thinking to not even participate in the next level for yourself. That's just a fact. That's the kind of stuff that will do. It will just derail you. And derailing you off the track will not keep you going and moving into the place you want to get to in your next direction. So self-judgment is something that you want to alleviate. Stop judging yourself. Don't be hard on yourself. Don't go into the past and dwell in the past. Dwelling is like staying somewhere. You dwell in a house. You dwell. The biggest, worst dwelling place that we as individuals have is dwelling in our negative thinking, past history, PTSDs, experiences that might have been really hard on us as a child, or even situations with school, because as you know, with school, a lot of people can be really, really mean, that mean girl syndrome, and then their judgments. And I've seen very, very, really attractive girls sit up there and say they're ugly, and you're like, you really don't see yourself because you're allowing other people's judgments, now it's became your judgment, to dwell with you and dwell in your house and stay with you. And the next thing you know, you're stuck in this situation that you are allowing other people to dictate you. And if you really think about it and take a step back, these people that you're allowing to dwell and put you in a dwelling place of nod, or put you in a dwelling place of negativity, really, it doesn't matter what they think, want, or hear in your life, because it really comes down to the brass tacks. They really don't have any say-so, and their judgments are pretty much meaningless. And that's the mindset you got to get in judgment, that anybody outside of you is meaningless, and stop being quit being a hard dictator to yourself, because you need to be real with yourself, own your mistakes, own your things, but work on them. And we got every day to work on. That's why don't take Mondays bad. Reverse Monday. Reverse that hold and that mindset that everybody's Monday. I've said before, do you know how many people have died on Monday going to work, or their Sundays messed up, or their weekends messed up because they're worried about what trouble they're going to get in at work, or the challenges or the work they still have to do on Monday, and then their weekend's just shot because of their thinking and not taking control of it and allowing their thinking to take into a deeper, darker place, and they start dwelling in it. So what we want to do is we want to hijack that. Yes, we want to hijack that judgment and start tweaking it out, decreasing it. Whatever you need to do to decrease it, to have a honest mind with yourself and not be so hard on yourself. We all make mistakes. They're growing pains. Don't look at them as judgment. Look at these as learning experiences that catapult you to growth. A lot of things happen for our growth that we think were not necessarily good for us, but really they were instrumental if you start looking at it with a different perspective in your growth. Real quick, we want to hit on the next thing I was talking about. Is they kind of went together, self-esteem and confidence. That self-esteem, if you can get out of that judgment, your self-esteem will start being the cup you fill up. You had judgment, you're filling up your judgment, right? You're filling it up with judgment, and then say, I had another cup here, then you kind of put it over here, and then you got self-esteem. The less you fill the judgment and it starts to decrease, the more it will leak over and go into the other cup, and guess what you have? You have self-esteem. And as the more you build that self-esteem, you're realizing that you have power, that you got the goods. You've got the very goods to do the goals and do the things you want to do in whatever aspect it is in your life. You got those very things there to do it. And the more you have confidence with it and take that self-confidence, because your judgment is you're foiled your judgment. That self-judgment's decreased to it's very minimal, and then you know how to balance that and deal with it and actually cast it out, and then all of a sudden your self-confidence starts to rise. Self-esteem starts to rise. And as your self-esteem starts to rise, it quickly will go into the next level of being creativity, because now your confidence is going up. So now you're having confidence to do the things that you need to do to go to the next level for yourself. So this is some of the things that you need to do is, man, get that judgment out. That judgment is going to be your biggest thing. If you can cast that judgment out and quit judging yourself with condemnation, rudiment things. Judging in the past is something that's already happened that you can't really go in reverse and change, and you don't use it and let it inspire you for growth. You're going to keep toiling, and you're going to go into resentment, because this judgment goes into resentment, to self-doubt, to unhappiness, because this is all tied into this. The self-esteem and self-confidence is going to go into your empowering yourself, but it's also going to go into you having happiness and not being resentful because you took advantage and you're doing the things that you love, and you're taking life as a university, because we come into the universe and we have an intuition, so we got to pay that intuition within, right? Think about that. You got to pay the intuition within. That's a natural thing that you have, a very organic thing that you have